Prepare for battle.
Thank you very much, Chief. Yes, game 2 now between Team Bold and Bounty Hunter. Lacoste, what do you make of this one? Do you reckon we're getting the 2-0? Do you think we're going to have no Bounty Hunter hit back a little harder?
We could. I'm looking at Team Bold's team fight lineup. You have Tidehunter, Luna, ET Quap, and Snapfire. Every single one of these heroes contributes so much to the team fight. On the other side, like, it's a good Rubik game. They don't have, like, besides Queen of Pain, anyone that can, like, jump the backlines. There's so many good spells to steal. Just by looking at the draft, how it developed, I see a lot of counterpicking happening, a lot of protection that happened. Like Snapfire plus Tidehunter, that's a great combination. They responded with the Grimstroke, because you can't Kraken off the Phantom's Embrace. That's something that Tide is afraid of. But then once again, you have a Snapfire with the Lil Shredder who can instantly take it down, help the Tidehunter, and also like ET plus Luna. It's super strong. You're protecting your Luna with possibly, you know, enemy team. Maybe they want to get the Terrorblade as a counter pick. It's always going to be good with the reflection, how it works against Luna. And then in the end, OD. I think this hero has been underused. I think this hero has a ton of potential. It's a good OD game. Like, they have some ways of stopping the Meteor Hammer, which should be the build here. 5 versus 5. Let's go.
So you can take him down first. They're going to turn over the Zip Zapper, but he's not the target. Yes, he's going to be the target instead on no Bounty Hunter.
First
Team Bold, they'll easily win that one there.
And for the Dark Moon.
Well, they're doing it with one hand as well.
Yeah, I was just playing with the mouse and wasn't even using the keyboard.
Easy kill. Easy start to the game here. As we'll see the lanes set up. Let's see what this OD can do. Right. A tough game after beginning on his Storm last time round. Great start, great farm. In to fall off. We'll see if he's going to be able to keep himself ahead this time on the OD.
Because once OD hits that Meteor Hammer timing that Panel talked about, especially if he's off to a good start, it could be tricky. Like Queen of Pain, she just straight up dies. If you're good enough, you know, these are professional e-gamers, professional players. You think that they can't miss. Most of the time they can't. It's easy to execute relatively. We're talking about, you know, good players. So I assume he's going to be hitting those most of the time. I would say 9 out of 10. If he's not being disrupted.
Let's see how. Side lanes, who's going to have a tough time? Pressure. Be able to be put onto Gorgc's Luna here. Level 2's on before Rubik and the Mars. There's some ways to mess with the CS of Luna. So gonna always get in and punch back. Best already to take some attention away from Gorgc.
Gorgc with the first blood decided to go for Magic One, has 8-1 charges. In a bit of a trouble. Has healing self to work with. Go back to full HP, boost speed. Like, this is what you want to have on ET, so like you don't have to bite him. You bite him now, so you don't have to bite him later.
So just getting the pull off top. We'll see, you know, the top lane. This last game where we did see Team Bold able to hit some early action.
Pablo, Cookie is available.
He's going to be up to the high ground. Verifier popped as well. They'll try and take him down, but they haven't got quite enough damage from the low ground.
That would be pretty big if they get the kill. He needs to walk back the lane. They use the sentry to get a glimpse of the vision. Still, Tidehunter getting some solo XP. This is the exactly thing you want to have. Try to get some pressure off your Tidehunter early on until he starts getting points in the Kraken Shell. He gets more levels. He gets a decent amount of strength per level, 3.5. And Pablo now will stack both camps for her Luna in the triangle. OD getting fairly low on a mid lane.
The team for 5 against the team for 3 there. Relatively close. Bottom lane exit. Very low himself here, but BNC not quite able to get there. Oh, here's a spear. It'll be enough damage on its own. Managed to take him out. Top lane Khan trying to stand tall against Zip Zapper. Not quite having enough damage to take down that Tide. Zip Zapper tanky even at these early stages for the Sven to take out.
There is no healing salve on Pablo. There was one on Nikolica, but still Gush decided that it's enough. Still sitting at half HP.
Gone pretty low here, just down to the last tango.
Thanks!
Struggled to close in on the creeps. Napper and Pablo, imagine that they will start to take control of the momentum.
I like the build from Zip Zapper this time around. Decided to go for a small ring of protection. He understands where the damage is going to come from early on, and now straight into big ring of health, which means Hood. Panel talked about how Tide should be fairly unkillable. You know, in the early stages of the game, your big threat will always be that OD, the damage, the pure damage coming out from the Arcane Orb.
So here, as Exon, he's trying to step up again, but BNC and Desire immediately taking him down now. A couple of deaths on the ET down bottom. It's going to make this lane harder and harder for Team Bold.
Luna still getting decent amount of farm. Very hard to kill. 16 one charges. They've been spamming their spells. Sometimes it's okay to die if they can get something in return. Pablo once again on the top lane, same spot. Trying to make something happen, scouting out for any kind of stacks being made. There are no stacks yet for Dire team.
Shimra. Pablo. He's going to be able to jump across the trees here. Great cookie to set things up.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Enough damage after the Astral Excalibur. That's a little low on the mana, but the right clicks alone.
He's okay. Ring of Health. Deny. Nah.
Very nice there by Nikolica. Deny onto the OD. He's going to try and look for Pablo. Pablo's got a cookie
Dire's
left.
middle tower is under attack.
He's able to make it away from this one. Have a level 2 nuke ready to go, and he lands it perfectly. Nikolica there coming in with a deny and the pickup of a kill.
Big play. I thought OD might just try to TP out, because once you put down Quab and Astral, you have enough time. There's not enough damage coming out from that Snapfire, and one more time, Exon dropping. That's third time in a row.
Increased potency.
Oh, Gorgc. Bottom lane gets the stick off. Still not going to be enough.
Yeah, this time around that lane, it's getting rough. It is indeed. You said a third death on the ET, and now Gorgc himself also struggling.
He's still on top of the CS, but might not be able to come back to the lane and feel secure. Exon one more time, TP'd back to the bottom. Trying to set up any kind of vision, potentially in the triangle, to see when Sven decides to go in there.
Oh, goodbye,
hammer.
Excalibur. Shimra just dropping the ult. The Excalibur crumbles.
Like, he knew I think that was like the most damage that he was supposed to do there. Knew exactly how much it's gonna take.
Actually,
they need the skill.
He managed to get one. PNC, but finally able to punch back here on the bottom lane, get a kills. Gorgc's able to get involved in. Top lane pressure still being put on nicely by Zip Zapper. Has got the 6. The threat of the Ravage is ready.
Needs some kind of mana. He's bringing in Soul Ring. Okay, that's fine. A bit more tankiness, and then you can just pop the Soul Ring. You have enough HP regen to keep the mana sustained. Zip Zapper has been, let's say, very impressive so far. Big hammer. That's going to be a kill on Pablo. Trying to do as much damage as he can before he goes
Radiant's
down.
middle tower is under
See again
attack.
down bottom. Another death on Exon. Greener now. Gorgc at least level 6. Farm in safer areas away from the action on the bottom lane that no bounty hunter have been very consistent at bringing.
Stay away from action, stay away from action. Luna needs to caught up on the farm. 1 point in the Moonglaves. We'll start putting more, and now Mask is about to be delivered, so you're gonna have a bit more sustain. Cookie.
Radiant's middle tower
Should be an
is
easy
under
one.
attack.
Nicely done in mid lane now. Action's really about to kick off. VP's coming in. As Exit tries to run up to the high ground, but BNC and Nikolica around to back up Shimra. Team both, they won't be able to push on any further, with the action drawn towards the mid Gorgc. Go ahead straight back down bottom. Look to get this Mask of Madness finished as soon as he can. Still great timing here on the farm. Top 2 net worth, both himself and that Tide. Excellent. He's having a rough one here, a 5th death. As he's very much, he's just taking all that attention away from his cause. And
too much
so far
attention.
it's working, but it is a lot of deaths.
Dyer's
He's gonna have a tough game.
He's setting up Mars for a
Radiant's
really
middle
good
tower
game.
is under
Mars so
attack.
far, 42 CS, level 7, already got a kill with first arena, going into a Blink Dagger. But the top lane, this is a good move from Team Bold. I don't think there's going to be any kind of response. Tower going down a bit too quickly. They know there's Ravage online. Could have Defiance on Tide. A bit too tanky to kill at this point. Excalibur, level 7 Queen of Pain. No point in ulti yet.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Some of their eyes around mid. Gorgc arming close to the area as well.
Shimra, the ward.
Go for the setup onto Excalibur, but the stomp comes in from Exit.
Are
They'll
scanning.
look to try and turn things around. TP attempt for Shimra, but
Dyer's
Gorg's
middle
in
tower is
the
under
neighborhood
attack.
to put a stop to that with a Lucent Beam. Shinra will get taken out. Go for a smoke here on Zip Zapper and Pablo. They want to try and sweep round and catch
Radiant's bottom
any members of
tower
No Bounty
is
Hunter that do
attack.
try and turn up for defense.
Dyer's middle
It's a
tower
nice
is under
wraparound.
attack.
Positioning from Pablo and
Dyer's
Snapfire.
structures are fortified.
Pablo Snapfire and Zip Zapper's side. Cookie in.
Gonna look towards Nikolitsa at least. They'll turn quickly to the Phantom Embrace and the Ink Swell, but the stop from Exum will catch the Grim. Further TP's coming in. The NC Arena down and punch the four of them. A Ravage into the Eclipse. T-Ball, they're ready to defend.
Comes
Stop
Sven.
the Ravage. It's a pushback. It's a little too late though.
Radiant's
A
bottom
cute
tower
attempt
is
here
under
from the
attack.
Rubik, but it doesn't matter.
Dyer's middle tower
Team Bolt,
is
they'll
under
still
attack.
take the fight.
It was a nice wraparound play. They understand. Like Gorgc, even this, like Luna is usually not this active early on, especially if you have 2-point in beams. You will see it again.
Dyer's middle
Zip
tower
Zapper
has
cookie
fallen.
in. 900 tanky to get killed at this point. Even though Arena looked nice, a nice pushback from Queen of Pain. Managed to, like, it's, once Sven joins, you're like, wow, this might end up badly, but the big stun.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures
Smiles.
are
Yeah, from
fortified.
Excalibur. This is the thing, despite the early start, despite that bottom lane, he had quite a few deaths on Exon. Overall, things going to be in a good spot here for Team Bold. Only 1k up, but all their 3 cores very much at the top.
Dyer's middle
Gorgc.
tower is under attack.
The Luna nearly 1k ahead of the farm of this Sven. So he's only going to continue to grow as long as Gorgc can find those safe spots to be in. Early items done. Man is kicking away the Dragon Lance and Oak Club away.
Sven might be able to catch up, considering that Luna put the point in Eclipse, put another point in Lucent Beam, but that's 1 point in Moonglaze. So that's gonna take a while. Farming the Ancients, it's not as fast as it is with the maxed out Glaives.
Eyes on. Enough, even with the Ravage not online. An easy kill to get.
Blessings
Sit
upon
back.
a loyal warrior.
Gorgc, control of his triangle. Something to be said though for Khan on the other side of the map.
Considering you have a Tide who almost can die, not gonna jinx it. You also want to leave the triangle to Luna.
Yep.
Can recover.
Radiant's middle tower has been denied.
I want to see some moves from No Bounty Hunter. Mars, pretty strong with the arena. 2 supports. I love supports who can always do stuff around the map. I guess they're just afraid of the Titan. They know Ravage is up once again.
Go for BNC. Gonna come in with the Astral to buy him some time, but he's still caught in the splitter. No Bounty Hunter straight out of there. Eleven Mars, there's some lead
Dyer's
man
top
right now.
tower is under attack.
No interest in fighting. Arm game continues, but as you mentioned, indeed, you do see that Sven closing the gap. So close between Khan and Gorgc. Saber very nearly done for the Sven.
Smoke, Kolitsa, and Shinra trying to get a kill.
Dire
Can
are
connect, so
scanning.
they know someone Luna is in the triangle. Team Bald, they have one of the best heroes to protect the triangle with. You have ET, you have Tidehunter whenever Ravage is online, so you need to be very careful how you invade. Bit of pain, she just blinked in. That's a kill.
He's gonna go for it. There is backup coming in. They have the burst. Why? Well, the Inks well at the diving they do, but now Shinra's had to put himself in a bit of an awkward position, diving in for that. Gets the kill with the ultimate, but he loses his life for it. Gorgc, the one to pick up the bounty on top of his head.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, 14
Radiant
minutes in, it's
structures
time
are
to try to
fortified.
take out this tower. Glyph fuse, they know it's going to reset, trying to delay as much as possible. Big timing for them is going to be Mars picking up the Blink Dagger. They need to play a bit more aggressive. Sven still needs to farm up.
Radiant's bottom tower
I want to see
is under
Sven this time
attack.
around disassembling the Echo Saber, going into BKB back to Echo Saber. He
Radiant's
wants to be
bottom tower
a
has
bit
fallen.
ready a bit early on. Possibly like transition. Oh no, I was about to say, you know, maybe get the Roche, but Gorgc picks up double damage.
He does.
Ravage still available.
Yeah, this is a hard
Radiant's bottom
Roche
tower
attempt
is
to
under
push
attack.
into. And it's just going to fall very, very quickly here. Team Bold. To have their hands on this, and with the money for the Roche as well, it's going to be pushing Zipzap very close to having the Blink Dagger done, as well as the Tide. So the timing's being hit by Team Bold. Very much falling into place. See what no bounty hunter do now, trying to play into this Aegis and Ravage. Very tricky few minutes for them now.
With this Aegis, they should be able to get tier 2 towers. There's also still a tier 1 tower on the bottom lane. Team Ball, they're super strong once they decide to group up.
Just sort of waiting here, no bounty hunter in case Team Bald split up, but it's not going to be the case. Team Bald towards the tier 2 top. They've got the wave pushed in nicely. Very much
Dire's
know
top
that
tower is
despite
under
as
attack.
close as it is on kills and goal, they are in a position that's
Dire's structures
very, very
are
difficult for no
fortified.
bounty hunter to make moves into. To scout things out with the kisses here, looking for Desire, but Desire, nicely used smoke, will manage to keep his distance, at least for now.
Radiant
Zip
are
Zapper.
scanning.
Ravage him, just kidding, don't.
Dire's top
Tapped it.
tower is under attack.
A lot of things wasted. There was one smoke, there was also Snapfire ulti use. Snapfire very low,
Radiant's
doesn't have
middle
any
tower
kind
is
of
under attack.
region left.
DPC, he's managed to get round to the back of them and he's able to burst down Pablo. Walks down the Snapfire. Excalibur also caught off, separated on his side. Gorgc's going to try and turn it with the ultimate, but it's not really doing a whole lot at all. No bounty under Jill, just fight him out. And now they look to run him down. Gorgc. What a bother here, the splitter will be weighted out by no bounty hunter, but BNC still in on top of Gorgc. Zip Zapper does have the Ravage if he feels necessary.
I think they're done. I think they're just gonna leave him there. Oh, but a nice play. Uses the hood and blinks out.
All right, dodges the spear and Zip Zapper, he steps out of it all.
Still, like, I don't think this should happen, considering that they have Aegis on Luna, they had the Eclipse available, they had Tidehunter with the Blink Dagger. They still want to take this fight. They know that there's no ulti on Sven, there's no arena. It's time to go. Try to push and get the tier 2 tower. BNC, a bit of a trouble. Cookie, still not available.
Be able to get anything done there. Blitz up. Zip Zapper not wanting to go for any of the smaller targets, of course, saving his move for the big ones. Try and get themselves back up here and continue to plant its tier 2 tower with the remainder of the Sages. Be a bit more careful than last time, just getting a little too split out. No bounty hunter.
Dire's top
Managed to
tower
do a
is under
great
attack.
job of catching them off there.
Radiant's
See
bottom
in
tower
particular
is under
sneaking in with the
attack.
invis. They weren't quite ready for that Team Bolt.
Also, Pablo had no HP whatsoever. No tranquil boots, no nothing, just a casual
Dire's top
arcane.
tower has fallen.
Didn't have anything to
Radiant
work with. Try to
structures
dig
are
up
fortified.
something. Get the healing salve, got the mango instead. It was ET, the good old bro. Like, I'll get you something. Christmas time approaching.
An
Not
afternoon
lucky enough.
restorative.
Now is the full BKB coming out from that.
Dire are scanning.
It's going to be rather terrifying.
They have nothing.
shit.
Like, they have
She's so-
Queen of Pain ulti
Oh, yeah.
splittered, but
Radiant's
he
bottom
can
tower
dodge that.
is
He can
under
come back
attack.
into the fight. It will be a 9-second BKB. Disassembles. It's the Echo Saber that we mentioned.
Oh, Shimra!
Is fight ready?
He's hitting this. He's very close to the tower. He's dead for his Sonic Wave. Completely off the mark there from Excalibur. They'll turn. Zip-Zapper jumps in, but Excalibur goes down. Zip-Zapper got the back of a Gorg, but Khan, the BKB, standing tall against the two of them. Gorg looks to run down Nikolica. Lights out Khan's BKB. Will now come to an end. Khan down with the stun, spear, pushes over.
He's dropping all of it.
Gorg trying to stand his ground against Khan. But Khan, he's still alive. Not enough damage in sort of the output of this Luna to take down Khan, as Khan's just able to walk away.
If Khan had the Mask of Madness ready, I think that's a bit of a different fight because he already used it before. It's 25 mana, 16-second cooldown. I mean, let's see it again. I think he just popped it. Also, OD needs to be careful. He decided to go for a bit of a... Or I'm gonna say like defensive item, but the real
Radiant's
defensive
middle
item
tower
here would
is
be a
under attack.
BKB, so a bit surprised that he didn't go for it. We talked about how it's a good Ruby game. There's so many great spells to steal. Like if he had Mask of Madness there, he just pops the Tidehunter immediately.
We'll see at the end. Khan is able to stand his ground. Exon falls, and Gorg, he's not quite got enough damage to bring down that Sven yet. Very, very close fight though. The Bounty Hunter able to shake themselves ahead a bit here. 2k up. Well, needing to bring back together some of the cleanness of the execution that they did have in game one. This time round, no Bounty Hunter, very much shaking them up a bit. Okay.
Because Khan is having a much better time compared to his CK game. There aren't as many counters
Radiant's
to
bottom
him
tower
playing the
is under
Sven.
attack.
This will be a tier 2 tower for him. We'll take Outpost. He went back to the Echo Saber. The
Radiant's
amount of
bottom
damage you
tower
deal with
is
it. Even
falling.
after the nerf, cooldown increase from 5 to 6 seconds. It's still must-have item on certain heroes.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
That is from Team Bold again, looking to play on this top half of the map. I've got a creep wave coming in on the mid. The tier 2 isn't
Radiant's
a
bottom
possibility.
tower is
So they're
under
just
attack.
trying to play their best around Gorg. Keep him as secure as possible as he looks to work towards Biscardi. It's Khan. And halfway through
You
level
just love
17.
saying Khan, don't you?
Hey. Khan. Close to the BK, the Blink Dagger. Once there's the Blink and the level 18, Team Bold are going to have some real struggles in these team fights.
Radiant are scanning.
Zip-Zapper has Refresher queued up. I would love if that's Heaven's Halberd. Great against Sven, great against OD. Oh! A bit unfortunate.
And they may still get him. The kisses are coming in. He is going to be able to buy himself time with the self-astral. TP's in from no bounty hunter. They get the stomp off the blow at Shimra. Khan heads in. Sonic Wave puts between the back. In the company comes towards him. The takedown boy, the split catches Khan. Ravage comes off. Catches Nikolica out on the side. Taken out 3. Khan's BKB coming to an end. He'll turn back over.
big wave.
He's going to be able to stand his ground this time. He is. This time round, Gorg will come out on top.
I mean, Tidehunter, he pops the Ravage. He knows that there's still Sven chasing him. Like, even with the like, he doesn't even have an armor item. Has one neutral item, Dragon Scale, which kind of keeps him alive. Sven uses most of this BKB to try to take him down, but the rest of the team, Queen of Pain, can just completely ignore Sven and go for the backlines. Also, Shinra, Hero, and OD, like, they need OD to deal some kind of damage. What was the problem in the previous game? Both supports, like, they played very greedy. On side of no Bounty Hunter, there are no Glimmer Capes, there are no Force Staffs, there's nothing that can be thrown, nothing that can save their cores once they get into trouble.
See Khan. Strong as a start as he had there in the fight at the end, just coming together. But Team Bold much better as Khan's left isolated. Pablo going to be able to jump in with a cookie, disrupt the combo there attempted by Shinra. Now the jump in from Excalibur. Non-connection as well from X, and they may have even able to turn this into another one. Daggers out onto Desire. Rubik cannot run away from this. Team Bot, they hit back hard, a couple of kills, and now the creep wave coming in and around on the bottom lane. They'll be able to get back on taking these objectives.
Oh, they're just tipping him real hard. Right now,
Dire's
OD
bottom
dying
tower is
2
under
times in a
attack.
row. I think it comes down to his itemization. I don't think anything was wrong if he decides to get a Meteor Hammer into the BKB just to be able to stand his ground. Because there is so much magical damage. Oh, we got the ulti.
He wants to go, he's going to jump in straight away onto Excalibur. Excalibur's going to be able to get the blink off. They kite the initiation of Khan and his BKB. As now he's got to run. BKB starts to come to an end. The kisses, getting a few connections onto it. Team Bot's able to get him round the tier 2 tower. Further TP's coming into play. BNC turns with the spear, but he's going to miss. Doesn't catch Gorgc.
That was not even close.
Zip Zapper standing on the front as well as very hard to get him, but again, another usage of the BKB. Falling a little bit flat on his face there, Khan. Not able to get the kill done.
That's a 6-second BKB on Sven right now, which will start to be problematic. Also, Queen of Pain can just push you. It's like 3 seconds of disable with your BKB, so you need to be very careful about that one as well. And to go back to OD, just keeping out the BKB is what kind of cost them the advantage that they had in the first 15 minutes of the game. Hurricane Pike is nice, but you need to think, like, can I protect myself? If my team can protect me? Well, look at the items. Both supports, they have Etherland. That's extremely greedy. Oh, the dodge.
He gets away from the initial ravage. He's now going to try and turn, but they will get the job done. Spells missed, kills not lost.
Roche just spawned. They can go in. This is pretty much the perfect timing. Gorgc ready to go in. I don't think you can take the fight without Oak. Once again, they killed him 3 times in a row.
Oh, look at that.
He's not going to get his BKB anytime soon.
Doing his best to dodge the aggression, but indeed, Team Bolt really shutting down Shimra now.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Roche will be there. Shimra as well, waiting outside the pit. BNC's going to jump in, try and put a stop to it. Does actually manage to get the kill on Roche, but Gorgc's still able to pick up that Aegis. Lifts his out.
Sven, no BKB for him.
Oh, didn't get it off. Party's down and out. BNC as well, soon to follow.
Oh, it's just falling apart for them.
It really is.
Snapfire, Pablo, surprise him there with the shard. It's a long duration stun.
Very neat little counterplay, but it's not enough damage. Excalibur's able to blink out. Despite Desire's best efforts there with a stolen Eclipse. The Eclipse as well dropped by Shimra. It was not enough, but now Excalibur's ready to go back in. It's around Shimra, 4 dead. No bounty hunter losing complete control of this game.
Dire's middle tower is
They
under attack.
didn't even get the Aegis off. Luna decided to pick up the shard, which is something that Luna players also buy themselves, especially if they feel like they're so far ahead. If they didn't kill the early Roche, this might just be the game. If they manage to win one more fight here, because OD's dead for 25, Sven's dead for 20, Ravage will be back online in 40. Once the tier 3 tower drops, it's going to be easy peasy for Luna to take care of the buildings.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, easy racks here in the mid lane for Gorgc. The
Dire's
lads,
middle barracks has fallen. Dire's
they'll
middle
take that
barracks
down,
has
7k
fallen.
lead. Still 3.5 minutes, of course, with that Aegis, so could look to push on another side lane with the tier 2's already taken down. No bounty hunter, they cannot afford another bad fight. Khan, a lot of pressure on him to get the job done with when he chooses to pop that BKB in God's strength. He's not getting kills during that magic immunity. Is the point where the fight will fall flat on its face and Gorgc will be able to do the cleanup job.
Ball still sticking on the high ground, thinking about going in possibly. Waiting for ultis to reset. Clips ready right now. Snapfire ulti ready. The only green dot that they don't have is the Earth Splitter. picked up by ET, which means that they're not going to be any kind of wards. They can control the enemy triangle, skip the creep waves. They feel super strong right now. They have one observer on the high ground if they decide to backstab. Without a smoke, OD teeping in.
Radiant's
See how
top
they start
tower
things off.
is under attack.
Hope when Team Bold. Wait a bit of time for the next creep wave. So still a very comfortable couple of minutes on the Zages for them to play with.
There's a big difference what the two supports provide right now. Finally, Rubik picked up some kind of a defensive tool. That's his Aghanim Shard upgrade on telekinesis. And I don't think it's enough at this point compared to what Team Bold has. You have Glimmer Cape, you have Snapfire with the Force Staff, with the Cookie, like even a Psychic Headband can push out this. And there's so many things that they can just protect their cores with.
The job is in terms of the ravage. BKB's out this time in time for Khan as he's able to pop the BKB turn. Burst down, Gorg the one. You do it a second time, those Gorg. He's out of the Aegis, ready for round 2. BKB and Eclipse as they're back immediately away from the barracks. But they can run down up towards the fountain as Gorg charges in.
Is under attack.
Takes out a couple of them. There'll be a buyback from BNC. Catch with this Shimra, not quite able to get a grab onto Gorg. Shimra. Hold off for now again, Team Bold. Damage done to the tier 3 and a buyback forced out of PNC's Mars. Satanic on Gorg now.
I feel like they should just try to go in. Once again, they know that Sven doesn't have ulti. His damage output is very limited. OD getting jumped on.
But BKB's out from Excalibur. They're ready to move in on a BNC. BNC in trouble as he fought back for this. He'll go down. So will Shimra. Shimra will buy back, but no way for Desire or BNC to re-enter the action. Shimra, as well, as soon as he's come in, looking to be in a whole world of pain here as they just run down No Bounty and back towards their fountain. As there is no escape for them whatsoever. Everybody dead on No Bounty Hunter. GG is called. Team Ball with a very nice wrap up there of game 2 the series. It's all there.
Radiant victory.
Yeah, they show, like, just by looking at the names, you see